It's the 2-year anniversary of the Donovan Mitchell trade going from the Utah Jazz to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm here to talk about where the Knicks were as to where we are now. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel from Knicks Digest. Let's get right into today's video. So today, 2 years ago, Donovan Mitchell went from the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Utah Jazz. As you can see here, the Utah Jazz received Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, Ochai Agbaji, 3 unprotected firsts, and 2 pick swaps, where the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to receive Donovan Mitchell. Now, during this time, the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were heavy in talks to trade for Donovan Mitchell, and the offer for the Utah Jazz was actually R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 unprotected firsts. They rejected that offer because they actually wanted Quentin Grimes, and the Knicks were not really wanting to add Quentin Grimes to that package. So the Knicks' final offer was RJ, Emmanuel Quickley, and 2 first-rounders. And the Jazz actually wanted more. So then discussions, they just completely stopped. And the next thing you know, the Cleveland Cavaliers made a pitch, and the Utah Jazz ended up sending Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland Cavaliers. Me personally, my idea, my feelings towards Donovan Mitchell, they're kind of mixed. I'm not sure exactly how much of a winning player he is. I mean, he's had, 2 seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both of those seasons, they were able to make it to the playoffs, but look what happened in the first season. They actually matched up with the New York Knicks in the first round, and they ended up getting embarrassed, losing in 5 games, where everybody had the Cleveland Cavaliers were favored in that series. And the Cleveland Cavaliers were embarrassed, and you had Jarrett Allen saying that they weren't ready for the bright lights of New York, and that team was led by Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, and then this season that just happened, they lost in the second round. They lost, I believe, in 5 games to the Boston Celtics. In the first round, they were able to get past the Orlando Magic in a 7-game series. But the Orlando Magic, it was their first time in the playoffs, inexperienced, a lot of youth, and it took the Cleveland Cavaliers 7 games to get past them. Once again, being led by a Donovan Mitchell team. And then there's the whole chemistry issue between him and Darius Garland, whose team is it? And there's the underdevelopment of Evan Mobley, who in my opinion is the reason why the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. They're just like this middle run-of-the-pack team that doesn't really have a direction. And yeah, my feelings towards Donovan Mitchell, I'm not sure if you can win with him being your best player. Donovan Mitchell, I think at this point of his career, he's proven that if he's going to be the best player on your team, you can't really go anywhere. And at the time, a lot of Knicks fans, I feel like they were divided. They kind of really wanted to get Donovan Mitchell because he is a, top 3 shooting guard in the game currently, and I'll talk about that in a couple seconds. But being paired up with Jalen Brunson in the backcourt, like a lot of Knicks fans, they wanted that. We wanted to see the Knicks organization finally put all their chips in and really make a push. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I think we're in a really, really better situation in today's team and with today's NBA landscape. With the recent addition of Mikal Bridges, getting OG Anunoby in the trade in the middle of this past season, we're in a better position because we have 2 perimeter defenders who are in the conversation of top 5 and perimeter defenders in the league. Donovan Mitchell, what is he able to bring to the table? Offensively, of course, yes, like I said, he's in the conversation. Definitely top 3 shooting guards in the game right now as far as the order. That's up for debate. But offensively, yes, Donovan Mitchell is one of the better players in the league, but what else is he bringing you? Is he bringing you leadership? Is he bringing you camaraderie? Is he able to lead your team? Is he able to elevate the ceiling of your team? And I've only talked about the 2 seasons when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers. What about all those seasons with the Utah Jazz? His rookie year, he took the NBA by storm, leading the Utah Jazz, I believe, past the first round, losing to the Houston Rockets in the second round. But after that, what has he done? It's been first round exit after first round exit. It's been great regular season records with the Utah Jazz, but NBA fans, hoop heads, not really feeling confident with them. And then when they get to the playoffs, they disappoint and they lose in the first round. So this is what I'm saying about Donovan Mitchell. If let's hypothetically play it out. if he was able to get to the New York Knicks via trade. It'll be a backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. More than likely, the argument and the whole narrative going around would be, whose team is it? Is it Jalen Brunson's team? Is it Donovan Mitchell's team? We've seen what Jalen Brunson has been able to do with the New York Knicks in the first 2 seasons, leading them to the second round in both seasons, completely changing the energy, the chemistry, the way the organization works. Like, the New York Knicks were looked at as a serious contender. Of course, that's with the addition of Mikal Bridges this past offseason, the trade with OG Anunoby. The Knicks are looked at as one of the serious contenders in the Eastern Conference this upcoming season. And a lot of that has to do with the emergence of Jalen Brunson, but not just what he's been able to do offensively, but we've been able to see what he's been able to add to the team, just being the leader, being somebody that the fans can actually point to and being like, he's our guy. We haven't had that in forever. We haven't had someone that we can point to and being like, this is the best player on the team. This is why we are where we are. Probably since, I'm not even going to say Carmelo Anthony. I'm going to say Patrick Ewing, man. The Knicks organization, we've been in such disarray since the Patrick Ewing days. The Knicks, by not acquiring Donovan Mitchell, I actually think that we really dodged a bullet. And I'm not saying that Donovan Mitchell is a bad player. I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell is going into your locker room and he's creating all of this controversy and all of this like bad hoopla. I'm just saying that Donovan Mitchell, at this point of his career, we kind of know who he is. He's gonna be in the conversation for best players in the league. He's gonna be in top 5 to 10 in scoring every season. He's gonna, whatever team he's on, they're in contention for getting into the playoffs. And then when they're in the playoffs, they're in contention for advancing in the playoffs. But what is the true ceiling of a Donovan Mitchell-led team? Is it a championship team? Up until this point of Donovan Mitchell's career, it hasn't been. It's been the second round ceiling. And now when we get into the conversation of the top shooting guards in the league, in my opinion, the top 3 shooting guards right now, in no particular order, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and the crazy emergence of Anthony Edwards. So Donovan Mitchell this past season, he averaged 26.6 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. He played in 55 games. He made his 5th All-Star game. And as far as the numbers breaking down, so Donovan Mitchell, he made 9 field goals, and that is on 20 attempts, which equates to 46.2%. 3-pointers, Donovan Mitchell made 3.3 on 9 3-point attempts, which equates to 37%. Anthony Edwards for the season averaged 26 points, 5.4 rebounds, 5.1 assists, playing in 79 games. He made his first All-Star game, and those numbers break down. He made 9 field goals on 19.7 field goal attempts, which equates to 46%. 3-pointers, he made 2.5 on 6.7 3-point attempts, which equates to 35.7%. And then last but not least, Devin Booker, he averaged 27 points, 6.9 assists, 4.5 rebounds. He played in about 68 games this past season. He was selected to his 4th All-Star game. As far as the field goal numbers, the breakdown, he made 9.4 field goals on 19.2 field goal attempts, which equates to 50%. 3-pointers, 2 3-point makes on 6 3-point attempts, which equates to 36.5%. So as far as where Donovan Mitchell ranks within these 3 players, that is up for debate. Me personally, I would have Donovan Mitchell on number 3. 1, because of age, and 2, because Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards, in my opinion, Devin Booker is maybe a little bit closer to Donovan Mitchell. So if anything, I would probably put Devin Booker at number 2 and Anthony Edwards at number 1. And the biggest reason to me as to why Anthony Edwards is at number 1 is because just how old he is. Like, this guy has already made a Western Conference Finals, and he just turned 23, maybe like last month or 2 months ago. And NBA players' primes, they're more like anywhere from 26 to 27 all the way up to like 30. So Anthony Edwards has a ways away to go, and he already has that experience of going deep into the playoffs. Devin Booker, he is a little bit older than Anthony Edwards, and Devin Booker is interesting though because we have seen Devin Booker be successful. He has an NBA Finals appearance under his belt, but that was when Chris Paul was the leader of the team. Chris Paul wasn't technically the best player on that team. Devin Booker was, but you can see the leadership that Chris Paul was able to bring to that Phoenix Suns team with DeAndre Ayton, leading them to the NBA Finals, unfortunately losing to the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. But Devin Booker's success since Chris Paul has left hasn't really been there. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, they were able to play the Denver Nuggets in the second round. Was it 2 seasons ago, and they lost in 6. And the only reason why they were able to win 2 games was because the efficiency of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker was astronomical. It was just out of this world, but realistically, they didn't really have a chance. So Devin Booker is an interesting case, and I think that the tiers, I think it's Anthony Edwards, number 1, and I think that there is a little bit of a gap between number 1 and 2 and 3. Devin Booker number 2 and Donovan Mitchell on number 3. So going back to the whole Donovan Mitchell conversation, Donovan Mitchell being the third, in my opinion, don't kill me in the comments, but kill me in the comments, whatever you guys want to do. Donovan Mitchell being your third best shooting guard in the league right now. Again, I have to bring it back to what I keep saying. What is that ceiling? What is the ceiling of a Donovan Mitchell-led team? Is it a championship team? Is it a conference finals appearance? Is it a conference finals win? Is it a second round appearance? Is it a second round win? Up until this point of Donovan Mitchell's career, he hasn't really proven a lot. Donovan Mitchell, if he's going to be looked at differently, I feel like Donovan Mitchell, if anything, he'd have to be maybe the second best player on the team, or maybe even the third best player on the team. On Donovan Mitchell's team, where he's the third best player on the team, that's kind of scary. But then you go into the conversations of egos and the amount of touches and his role in the offense. We don't know what type of player Donovan Mitchell is. We don't know if he's going to be someone that's not going to be happy with his role and he's going to make a big ruckus. But to tie it all back in to the New York Knicks, we're in a really good position, man. We're in a really, really good position looking forward. This upcoming season and the last few videos I've talked about just the expectations of this New York Knicks team. And barring injury, I really need to highlight that. It should be, and I need to highlight the word should. It should be an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. We have all the tools. We have all of the talent. Even if that 5-man spot is still a little shaky with the availability of Mitchell Robinson, with Precious Achiuwa backing up Mitchell Robinson, I still think that the Knicks should be able to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, of course, barring injury and trades, maybe coaches getting fired, maybe players not being happy with the offensive role, the amount of touches, all that stuff, which I really hope doesn't happen. And Julius Randle, I'm looking at you. I do think that the Knicks organization, we're gonna be making a move around the trade deadline to really improve that 5-man spot. Are we gonna get a starting big man? I don't know. Are we gonna get a quality backup? I'm not sure. But I really do think they're gonna be focusing on that spot. Julius Randle, that's another topic that's up for conversation. How is he gonna feel with his role now with the addition of Mikal Bridges, with OG Anunoby gonna have a full season under his belt? Julius Randle, after Jalen Brunson, I feel like Jalen Brunson, of course, is the guy for the Knicks. And to me personally, Julius Randle is right behind him. But how is Julius Randle going to feel when he's not getting the amount of touches that he was before? Now that we have more talent, Mikal Bridges being able to hit the shot behind the three-point line, being able to take it off the dribble, create plays, OG Anunoby as well. Jalen Brunson, we know, he can create plays for himself and others. Even though it's not his strong suit, he is able to do it. But Julius Randle, he's just not going to have the amount of touches that he's had before in the past and that he's used to. And I'm really interested to see how he evolves, how he takes that into consideration. Are we going to see a disgruntled? Are we going to see an upset Julius Randle throughout the season? Is Julius Randle going to be in trade rumors around that time? So a lot of questions that they're going to be answered this upcoming season. But as far as the expectations for Knicks, from Knicks fans, it's Eastern Conference Finals, baby. Eastern Conference Finals, barring injury and all that stuff that I said. It's Eastern Conference Finals, and that'll be the first time we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals since 1999-2000 season, when that was a lockout season. So before that, it was in the Patrick Ewing days. There's a lot to look forward to this upcoming season. But guys, I want to say thank you so much for checking this video on the 2-year anniversary of the Donovan Mitchell trade. And leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Are we in a much better position as a Knicks organization, as a Knicks team? Or do you guys want to build a time machine, go back to that time, and actually pull the trigger on the Donovan Mitchell trade? They wanted, Utah Jazz wanted Quentin Grimes. Would you guys have added Quentin Grimes to the package and get Donovan Mitchell here to New York? Let me know in the comments. But until next time, guys, I want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. You know the drill, you know the vibes. Jalen Brunson for MVP. If Jalen Brunson doesn't get the MVP this upcoming season, we need to get him to at least finish in the top 3. Deuce McBride for co-MVP. The Deuce is loose. Mikal Bridges for Defensive Player of the Year. Taj Gibson for President. And until next time, guys, I'll check you out in the next video. Peace.